name's Amanda Rosenberg. As you just heard, I'm Business Development Manager for Google for mobile, and I manage the Europe, kind of EMEA region. And my brief to talk to you today was, can you come and show the fun stuff? And whilst that's all very well and good, and I think a couple of you have actually seen me do the fun stuff, because there are 2 Googlers in here as well. The fun stuff is actually serious. So even though this kind of, what the demos I'm going to show you are innovative and very cool, I'm going to talk about how you can apply them to your business and your mobile strategy as well. So if we can go over to the projector, please. Not what I was reading earlier. This projector, I'm going to look away. So, first of all, can everyone see my phone at the back? Yes? Cool. One guy was like, yeah, awesome. This is for you. So you're going to hear a lot about mobile growth, the revolution of mobile, how it's changing our lives. And the only this is mainly due to smartphones, as we know. Right? Smartphones are pushing the revolution because you can do so many things with a smartphone now. You can email, you can watch videos, you can navigate on maps, and that's all down to one magic ingredient, which is the cloud. And when I say cloud, I mean data centers with vast computing resource that can be applied to a single task. So instead of talking about the cloud, these are what my demos are all going to be about. The first thing I want to show you is something quite simple. Everyone seen this before? Yeah. It's the, no, that was kind of rhetorical. But yeah, so this is the Google homepage, right, for mobile. And as you can see, it's different to the Google homepage on desktop, because at the bottom, we've got buttons that say kind of restaurants, coffee, pubs and bars, and more as well. So the reason why we did this is because at Google, we are first and foremost always focused on the user, always delivering the best user experience, right? And we've adapted this for mobile, because we know that when users on their mobile phones, 1 in 3 actually have kind of searching for local stuff. So this is really great, right? So if I kind of click restaurants, you'll see what happens. Bearing in mind, this is all within the browser. It gives me a map, and it gives me a list of restaurants. But watch very closely. As I scroll up, the map remains static, right? Which is awesome, because that's what I want. I want to be able to see kind of where these businesses are on the map in relation to where I am. And as I scroll up, as you can see here, the picture changes with each business that comes up. So that's Itsu, that's Wagamama, and that's Gaucho's, right? And then I can just actually click on there, and it will populate the dialer of my phone. So within 2 clicks, I've been able to find a restaurant near me that's pretty good and go ahead and call it and book it. Now, this is something that is pretty obvious to you and I. It's kind of, you're like, kind of, why are you demoing this? It just shows you that our users use this all the time. Like, I use this all the time. That mobile is such an invisible technology that it almost kind of goes without saying, right? And that was all built in the browser. And we fully believe in the power of the browser and helping businesses and advertisers develop great mobile sites. Because as we all know, about a couple of years ago, I've been in the mobile team for a couple of years, the question was, is it an app or is it a site? That's so boring, that question, right? Because in my mind, it doesn't have to be either or. I didn't know that we had to choose. But at Google, we're really focused on the power of the browser and developing great mobile sites that are open to everyone at all times across all platforms. Something that I don't know if you're aware of that we developed is our weather widget. So this is, I hope you can see that. So if you type in kind of weather UK into your browser, what comes up is we've actually developed an interactive widget that shows you the weather, what kind of degrees it is, but it's interactive, so you can actually slide this slider down, and it will show you throughout the day the changing weather, and it will change in the background, like that. So it works better if you don't live in the UK and the weather is basically the same throughout the day. It's normally just grey when I do this. So this, again, just showing kind of the capabilities that we have to build right within the browser. Now, moving on to the app that I feel really exemplifies the power of the cloud, and that is our voice search application. I hate doing hands up, but I'm really sorry. Hands up, how many people have used voice search before? Okay, that's more than I was expecting. So voice search is really great for our users because it's good for kind of two things. It's good for long queries that people don't want to type in, given like the limitations of the keypad. It's good for queries that you can't actually spell, because the engineers at Google say that if you can't spell, that's our problem. So we help users that way through search. So if I were to do like a voice search like pictures of Maria Sharapova, Wimbledon 2011. And then I pray, and then it works. So as you can see there, I've been able to, just in a few seconds, it says pictures of Maria Sharapova, Wimbledon 2011. What happened there was that my voice was recorded onto the phone and packaged in a data file, and that was sent up to our data centers where thousands upon thousands of servers crunched upon that data, and they all voted to produce one answer, which is the correct answer, and it sent it down to my phone. Other things that Google Search can do through voice that I particularly find really easy to use, £300 in euros. So if you can see at the top when this comes up, the phone, kind of the search actually has done it for me. 300 British pounds, 348 euros there, right at the top. Do not look at this bit. So as you can see, like right. So what that's trying to show there, apart from our great organic search, is that we're trying to build things that allows the user to get things easily and quickly. And I've always said, if there's two things that mobile users want, they want it easily and they want it quickly. And it's up to us to be able to cater to them. That's why we build things like this, to help users navigate as easily as possible. So moving on from voice, we've actually put a lot of work into innovating around our Translate product as well. I'm not going to do a hands up for this. But Translate is, sorry, that's my chat window. Something awful might come up there, so don't look. So with Google Translate, it's kind of exactly what it says on the tin, right? I can change, I can translate from English to Spanish to over about 80 different languages. And I can type it in or I can speak it in. I'm going to do Spanish now. Any Spanish speakers in the room today? God damn it. Right. OK. If this doesn't work, just nod and say it did. OK, so I'm going to speak something into the phone. So how long does it take to get to the airport? All right, Spanish speakers, is that correct? Yes, awesome. I will pay you later. So what it's done, and again, I demo this like kind of, I think, 100 times a week, and it never fails to impress me. Right? Not only has it kind of taken my voice, replicated what I said, but also translated it into a totally different language correctly. And if I didn't have a great Spanish accent, and God knows I don't, I can actually hit this, and if you listen very carefully, hopefully.
¿Cuánto tiempo se tarda en llegar al aeropuerto?
Nice. So again, using different functionalities of the phone, like the speaker as well, trying to make it easier for users to get the answer that they want. Now, something that we recently launched, I think a few days ago, and it's been in alpha for a very long time, and I'm still kind of testing it at the moment, is conversation mode. So it's really great to be able to get a sentence like that when I need it, but it would be even better if I could have a real-time conversation with someone who doesn't kind of know the same language as I do. We don't speak the same language. So enter conversation mode. So what happens? Thank you. That's me. as opposed, I don't know if you guys can see it because I've actually got some chairs in the way, but we've got a big button here for the Spanish speaker to reply in Spanish. And again, I don't know Spanish, have a very poor Spanish accent. This is still testing. Any more caveats? No? Okay, so I'm going to hit this and say something basic like, Hola, buenas tardes. Oh, I'm cringing at myself. Okay, but it's recognized it, and then I'd say, thank you very much. And as you can see, this is not the most compelling conversation I've ever had with myself. But I'm just trying to give you a kind of an insight, a kind of a guideline to how we're innovating in terms of our Translate products, because we're always working hard at doing that. So moving on from voice. So moving on from typing in search terms, moving on from speaking in, I'm going to talk about taking pictures, specifically with Google Goggles. Google Goggles is our visual search application, and I'm sure most of you have heard of it, whereby you can take a picture of a book, you can take a picture of a landmark, you can take a picture of DVDs, blah, blah, and it will return search results back to you. It's visual search, and we've spent a lot of time kind of refining this over the past few years. But what we did do actually recently in the US was we did an experiment with advertisers, right? Because we're interested in understanding where mobile sat within the kind of the user journey, within like the purchase funnel. I hate that phrase, but you know what I mean. Because a lot of the time, what we don't understand is the value of mobile and where it sits between offline media, between online, between mobile online. There's a lot of different things that we're trying to understand. So this is what we did. We partnered up with a few advertisers, Buick, Disney, Diageo. I don't know if you can see this. This is an ad from Buick Lacrosse, and we allowed them to put in, as you can see here, our goggles logo. And what it says on here, and this is kind of a magazine print ad, what it says on here is to learn more about Buick Lacrosse, photograph this with your Android or your iPhone to learn more. So what happens is, so again, goggles, for those of you who don't know, uses the kind of the camera functionality of the phone. And I can just take a picture of it. And what you'll be able to see here is that instead of the search results coming back to me, we've allowed Buick to, sorry, people are straining there. We've allowed Buick to kind of control these search results, right, by being able to drive them directly to their mobile site. So this yellow bar here denotes an ad format. So when I actually click on it, I get taken straight to, instead of search results, I get taken straight through to the Buick Lacrosse mobile site, which is awesome, and they've done it really, really well. So again, this is just a test. I'm sure I'll get a couple of questions on this. This is just a test, and we're testing out in the UK now and across EMEA. It's very small. We're still working hard on the results and seeing what comes from that. Other things that goggles can do. Now, I'm sure you've all seen this before, but it's worth showing again, right? That this is kind of the power of our visual search and kind of our visual recognition on phones now, and it really shows you the capabilities of the phone. So, if anyone did this in today's Metro or is trying to do it, I'm sorry. So what you would see if you did the ad as well, normally if you took a picture of a landmark or a book or anything, that you'd get web results, yeah, web search results, and they'd all sit here. Now, I know what you're thinking. We all want to see the web search results for Sudoku. So this is what it would look like. We could learn more about Sudoku on Wikipedia and all that, but if I go back, again, watch very carefully, it will start to fill out the stuff in real time. I'd love to stand here and tell you what this means for your business going forward, but I can't because it's just awesome, and we must all accept that. So again, just a little sneak peek into what we're working on and how we're always trying to innovate in every space. And again, it is all about the user, and it's all about delivering a great experience. Now, just on the subject of understanding the value of the mobile user and where they sit in the purchase funnel, I wanted to show you another app that I think really highlights that, an app that was developed here in the UK called Chrome to Phone. Hands up, anyone who knows what Chrome to Phone is? A couple of people. OK, so an engineering director in the UK actually made Chrome to Phone. The reason why he made Chrome to Phone is because he was annoyed. He was annoyed that we have a plethora of devices now, tablets, PCs, mobiles. And he wanted to make sure that the experience that he was getting off each device was seamless, and that he could continue the content that he was looking at, and he could continue that journey across any device that he was actually working with. And he wanted it to do it with one click of a button. So instead of explaining it, I'll show you how that works. Can we switch? I'm going to switch, back to what I was reading. Anybody hear about this? I could spend like 5 minutes on this. It's like 72 days. OK, no. All right. So how it works is that I'm using Chrome, so it uses Chrome. Right? I add a Chrome to Phone extension, which is up here. Again, I don't know if any one of you can see that. It's up there. And I have a Chrome to Phone app on my phone that I've been downloaded. So it's linked by my accounts. So I was reading this, and I don't know if anyone's... Sorry, I'm going to stand back. I don't know if anyone's had this. Like, they're reading something, and they have to go last minute, but they're like, no, I want to continue reading this. And God knows I want to continue reading this. So all I have to do is click on this. I'll just highlight it for now. Click there. Sending to phone. And if I switch back, you can see it's sent it there. Kim Kardashian files from divorce from Chris Humphries. So again, I can continue that journey, that kind of content sharing across anywhere. Well, at the moment, it's just Chrome to Phone and my smartphones, but you can see how this is coming about. And again, this was just developed by an engineering director on a flight from San Francisco to London, which is incredible, because I can barely stay awake on that flight. So other things that it can do that I really like is that, has anyone ever done this? You've mapped out your directions. This is the walking directions or driving directions from my house to the Victoria office. And has anyone ever mapped out directions on the desktop and been like, OK, yeah, I know where I'm going. This is great. And then they've walked out and they're like, oh, got to get it on the phone. I've done this like a million times, right? You'd want to be able to just transfer their directions. Well, you can. So I'm just going to hit this, Chrome to Phone. And there you'll see it's actually loading up my walking directions to work, the ones that you've already just seen. But the best thing about Chrome to Phone, and this is something that I use all the time, is this. So I don't know if anyone's done this before, but you're looking up some hotels, you're looking up a phone number, and then you write it on a Post-it note, and then you slap it on the back of your phone, and then you're walking around and it's like, no, just me. OK, this is fine. But the great thing about this is, again, if I'm just looking for hotels, and I can just highlight this, click on that, and it's populated the dialer of my phone with the number, which is super cool. This is really useful for users in particular. Again, all about the user. Now, the last thing that I want to show you, I'm really sorry, I don't know, how many demos am I on? I don't even know. 8, OK. This is the 9th. I want to quickly talk about, and you'll probably hear about this later in the day, is NFC, right? Near-field communications, short, contactless technology, kind of the same technology that we're using Oyster cards, prevalent in Asia, Korea specifically, and Japan, and is coming here. I've got these Nexus S's that have NFC built in. As you know, Ice Cream Sandwich, the Galaxy Nexus that's just come out, also has NFC in as well. So again, this is on the same idea of content sharing and making sure that your journey is seamless throughout everything you do. So I've got these 2 phones. So I'm going to zoom out here. I hope everyone can see that. So imagine that this is me and that this is my friend. I've just realized how tragic this all sounds, that I'm pretending to be my own friend. But anyway, let's push through with it. Alan Partridge, I'm pretty gung-ho about cod liver. So I'm reading this article, and I think I really want to be able to share this with my friend next to me. Or if my friend is like, I want to be able to read that article too. Now, sharing content on mobile is as seamless as this. So again, I'm just I'm guessing you guys are all bored by now, so I'm going to quickly do another one. So things like this, in terms of content sharing, again, is really useful for the user. But it's not just in terms of reading; it's also in terms of video, which is a trend that we're seeing coming up and growing rather rapidly. So you can do this with YouTube as well. So if I was watching a kind of a favorite video of mine, and again, I know this is not going to impress anyone. And I want to share this. It's a cat on a tortoise. So if I want to share this with my friend, there it will come up, and I will have 2 phones playing the same ridiculous video. It goes like round the corner and stuff. We can just like wait it out. It's pretty awesome. Right, and sorry, I lied. The last one. How are we gonna do this like commercially, right? How am I gonna use it for my business? Well, there are loads of uses for NFC, but I made one up. I would like this. Again, straw poll of 1. This is rather selfish because we always do talk about our users. But if I'm like going through a magazine. Something like Glamour magazine, and I see volume million lashes, and I want volume million lashes. I want to learn more about it. I'd want to be able to put my phone onto the magazine and actually have L'Oreal or whatever come up with the actual product, so I could learn more about it. To be able to tap to search, to be able to tap to learn, to be able to tap to buy now, and again, as we all know that we're kind of launching a beta of Google Wallet in the US. This stuff is making life so easy, and your phone is now becoming everything to you. So again, the one thing that I would take away from this presentation is that everything kind of worked. But secondly, always think about the user. Any mobile strategy that you're putting together, I know we all sit in this room as marketeers and clients and agencies, and then we all sit there with our flow charts and how we're going to do this campaign. But we're all mobile users too. We're all pretty much smartphone users too. So whatever you find easiest, your mate's going to find easiest, and their mates are going to find easiest, and then you've got this whole user base that you now understand. So I think that's 9 demos or 10 demos, and that's it from me. Thank you very much for listening.